Now it's time for more of Southern California's sports fishing voice. Let's talk Hookup. Get ready for more of the best fishing information and the hottest tips on improving your angling skills. Let's Talk Hookup is sponsored in part by Yamaha Outboards. Reliability starts here. Ford, the official truck of Let's Talk Hookup. Shimano Rods and Reels. Fish with the best. Shimano. And by Rancho Leonero, where your wildest Baja dreams come true. And now, Southern California's sports fishing voice, the hosts of Let's Talk Hookup, Pete Gray and Rock Cod Rick Maxa.
Welcome back. Hour number 2, Let's Talk Hookup on the Mighty 1090. Pete Gray here with Rock Cod Rick Maxa. Mr. Dave Pfeiffer from Shimano is here, and our good buddy Jimmy Kingsmill joined us today for a pretty amazing show.
Oh, having a great time, talking all kinds of great fishing and talking fun, and we want to talk to you. If you want to be a part of the second hour, Let's Talk Hookup, there's 2 ways you can do that. It has been a very busy morning on the phones. We got another full hour coming for you. 858 area code 457-1090. That's our local number. It'll get you through. Or you can try us on that toll-free line. That one is 877-792-1090. Again, 877-792-1090. All the phones are packed up right now, but there's going to be plenty of shots for you to get through in the second hour. And, boy, as we said at the beginning of the show, not only are we talking fishing and talking fun, we're giving away a couple of great prizes to one lucky caller at the end of the show today. They're going to get to take their pick of a brand new Shimano Torium HG reel, the 14 through the 30. You take your pick on the size that's best for you. You're getting a brand new Torium, and thanks to Dave and everybody at Shimano for making that possible. And in addition to that killer Torium reel, you're also going to get 2 tickets to the Fred Hall Show in Long Beach. It's coming up next week, March 7th through the 11th at the Long Beach Convention Center. The tackle show of the year is here.
Yes, indeed. Going to be a great time. Time to find out what's biting out there.
You got it, buddy. It's time for the Catch Sport, which today is sponsored by Fisherman's Processing in San Diego. Fisherman's Processing is San Diego's finest, and that's why they're known as the Fish Pros, because once you try them, you're hooked. They'll fillet and vacuum pack your fish to your specs, as well as offer the best in smoked fish, jerky, and their famous tuna burger. And don't forget, Fish Pros The Market will be at the Fred Hall Show in Long Beach with an incredible buy on their famous smoked wahoo. Stop by and taste it. You're going to be hooked for sure. A great opportunity to get in on the best product around.
Did you see that deal they're offering for smoked wahoo?
Not familiar at all, but I love the Fisherman's Processing smoked wahoo. It's killer.
That's good.
All right, well, let's jump into the Catch Sport. It's time for our FishDope.com reporter and the man, our private boater buddy, Captain Mark Wish of Pacific Edge is on the line. What's up, Mark?
Hey, good morning, Ricky, Pete, Dave, Jimmy. Good show this morning. Lots of good stuff there.
Thanks.
So, well, we're into March, guys, kind of the unofficial start of the season. Rock Cod season's open in full swing. Guys been waiting for that. Thank goodness it got going there. Showtime's right around the corner. Signs of spring everywhere. I love this time of year. You just feel the optimism building there. Closer to home, that cod fishing has been pretty good the last few days. Thank goodness they can fish for those things now. That water temp took a hit with all the breeze we've had here. Well, hopefully slowed down that bass fishing, but them bottom grabbers are filling the bags. No problem there. Catalina, really nothing this week in terms of reports on the yellows and sea bass. You know, that weather's been generally tough for the few guys that brave the condition there. Again, good cod fishing backside east. Outside Salta Verde in those deeper spots out there, 40 to 50 fathoms. Don't get up above that closure line there. And then backside west, it's all been good fishing. A lot of big reds on those spots there. A couple sport boats made over to Clemente, same thing, just bottom fish. No, they weren't even looking for surface fish. It's a little early for that. The best surface type action has really been that school size yellow. It's hanging out around the Coronado. There's been some surface iron fish, yo-yo jig fish, some on bait there. Seems like a decent amount of volume around there on the days they want to bite and the weather's good. And for our first exotic sighting of the year here, I was talking to Danny from Fish Dope this morning. He always calls in with a little heads up on what's going on here. And he and Pam had just got back from a cruise. And interestingly enough, they were standing on the deck of the cruise ship looking down the water. They were outside Cedrus Island. I know it's a little south, but this is interesting. And they were watching a flying marlin chase down a flying fish. And from that height, you know, they could see how well that marlin could track that flyer in the water. They definitely can keep their eye on them and grab when they hit the water. And the other thing that's interesting about that is that a marlin was even in that zone in March. That's not too far from home. They're usually kind of way below that. So I think that bodes well for our upcoming season. We're watching that water on the San Clemente Basin buoy just below 43 there. And even in all that wind that we've had, it's still holding at 61 degrees, which is way above normal what we usually see at this time of year. So I think the season's set to go. Showtime's right around the corner here. It's showtime, guys.
Yeah, and I that's the kind of stuff. Danny's always looking, always listening, always watching. That's why FishDope.com is an essential thing to have in your arsenal. $20 off a new membership to FishDope.com using the code Hookup now. And if you go see them at the BD Outdoors FishDope.com booth at the show, I'll bet you say Hookup now, they're going to give you $20 off right there if you buy a membership right there at the show.
I'll bet they're gonna. And I was just talking to Jeff, the other guy that does a lot of work for them there. They've been working on the new booth design, so they're getting all squared away for the show, as is everybody. We're right there in that same zone, just right across the aisle from the Fish Dope guys there. It's a fun place to be.
Yeah, no doubt. Hey, I also speaking of BD Outdoors, they did a phenomenal job on their digital Fred Hall issue. A really nice piece. If you haven't seen it yet, check it out at BD Outdoors. They did a real nice job with that. And Mark, you're going to be at the show right there in the circle, right?
Yeah, we're right there. We're right across the aisle from the Bloody Decks booth. I don't recall the number right offhand, but same spot we've been for years. And we got some new tanks that we're showing there. I built something really kind of special for one of our customers with a 40-foot Cabo there, so we're going to have that and our regular stuff, the books and videos and so on and so forth. And then I am also doing some seminars. I put a lot of time into the new PowerPoint presentation for 2018. We had such a fantastic season last year. Got a lot of really cool pictures that I've been able to cram into there, and the show was kind enough to give me an extended slot there. I got an hour and a half on Wednesday at 5:30 and an hour and a half Saturday and Sunday at 12:30, and that's in the upstairs seminar room, the one that you go up the escalator and then it's looking out over the show there. This perfect spot for that venue.
Wow. Neat. Great deal. All right, Mark. Well, of course, how do we find you at Pacific Edge in the meantime, either at the Fred Hall Show or at Pacific Edge? Where is it?
Well, we're in Huntington Beach. We're on the corner of Bolsa Chica and Editor. Phone number at the store is area code 714-840-4262. The website, PacificEdgeTackle.com. And we'll pretty much see you guys at the show there.
You will see you Wednesday, and then, of course, we'll talk to you from our live broadcast at the Hyatt Regency next Saturday right there. You're going to come do that live at the show?
You know, unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to make it. We had a little change of plans there, and so we're just going to have to do it old school. Just call it in.
All right, no problem. You'll still be here next Saturday, and we'll be there at the Hyatt Regency for you. Thanks,
okay.
Mark. Talk to you next week.
All right.
See you guys.
See you, Mark. Now let's head on down to San Diego, over to Seaforth Sport Fishing, and talk to our great buddy Marcos. Marcos, what's going on at Seaforth? I hear there's some yellowtails around.
There are. The San Diego had some good fishing this week. On Thursday, 12 anglers had 43 yellowtail, in addition to some good bottom fishing. Friday, 9 anglers had 27 yellowtail, so nice look there. And for some reason, they couldn't get enough people to get out on a Saturday, so I don't know what's going on there. I'm going to assume something impressive is going on today. But beyond that, some very good bottom fishing on the half day now that we had the rockfish opener on Thursday. Very good bottom fishing with those lingcods, reds, rockfish, whitefish, sheephead, about everything you want there. So a couple options for you there. If you still want those bottom fish, you can definitely fish a half day. If you want to get a shot at those yellowtail, 3/4 day is a good option. And check our website, seaforthlanding.com. Our half days up there. Actually put the schedule for the San Diego up through May, so you can schedule ahead if you want there. You can always give us a call, 619-224-3383. Come down, visit some person, get one of the now in-season Rock Cod Rick breakfast burritos, and check out the tackle shop while you're here.
There you go. In season.
Yeah, exactly.
Rock Cod Rick.
In season.
Back to the Rock Cod. I appreciate it.
Absolutely, yeah. The Rick breakfast burrito wasn't as popular.
Yeah.
It just didn't do it. And then the other option, of course, is if you're at the Long Beach show coming up here, you can always visit the booth there, talk to the guys, find out some more information. A very good chance you'll see some of the captains there, and, chat it up with them.
Good call, Marcos. Seaforth, as we always say, does a great job having lots of captains, lots of fun. Everybody that we enjoy getting to fish throughout the year get to go out and BS with them at the show. Appreciate a great report, as always, Marcos, and we'll look forward to talking to you next week.
We'll talk to you then, guys.
All right. Rick Jensen, Sport Fishing Financial with our Northern Baja report. What's up, Rick?
Hey, good morning, guys.
What's up, Rick?
Morning.
Hey, before I do the Northern Baja report, there's one bit of information to add to the Southern Baja report. It looks like down at Jen Wren, the Vaquera is being hooked up with a new Seakeeper, huh, Pete?
That's right, yeah. Mark just signed a deal to put a Seakeeper in the Vaquera, which is his 35 Cabo, and pretty exciting. Mark will be hanging around at Fred Hall, Long Beach, so you'll have to ask him about that.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind kicking back, drinking a margarita, and watch that thing go in his backyard. They're going to be doing it right there at the house. So
yeah.
See how that all goes. I'm sure it'll be a nice installation. All right, well, moving back up to the northern side here over at Mulaje, Bahia Concepcion. Nathan over at Playa Buenaventura says the yellowtail are starting to move back into the area. They're suspended in about 250, 300 feet of water. There's also a few amberjack and madrigals mixed in with that. Over at Cedros, Jeff at Cedros Kayak Fishing says it's slow again this week with poor weather. Harbor's been closed most of the week, but they're such a strong halibut bite on the beach that the local guys are getting out and dealing with the weather and fishing with white plastics out near the salt factory there. So the halibut fishing's going strong. Weather should start settling in there and get the other stuff to start coming back to the surface. Over in Bay of LA, one of the Ponga captains there was out yesterday, and really good weather, they said, at the south of the Big Island for 20-pound yellowtail, limits of 20-pound yellowtail on surface iron, and beautiful weather there. So that's looking good on that side. Over at San Quintin, I know Cass didn't mention, but he was there last Sunday with Juan, and they found some lingcod and a decent red bite. They still didn't find a yellowtail in any good numbers around. And this week, from Sunday on, the weather's been a bit iffy, a lot of wind and some rain. But inside the bay, there's still some broomtail around for the guys who know how to target those. And I guess there's a bunch of bonefish that moved in. So over near the old mill and the launch ramp there, they're having some fun messing with those. Not much reported this week with the weather up in the Ensenada and northern Sea of Cortez, but we'll look to see about finding out firsthand again here in a week or so what's happening in the northern Sea of Cortez.
Yeah, indeed. Looking forward to going down there with you, down to Gonzaga again, and fishing with Juan, and fishing with those tranks, and yanking on those big cabrilla. So much fun.
Yeah, button down with, maybe a 200-pound leader this time. Maybe we learned that might work even better, huh?
It might. Hey, Rick, in the meantime, you'll be at Fred Hall, Long Beach, and with your booth there, hanging around and talking finances and fishing with people. You'll be there the whole week.
Yeah, I'll be, if you look at through the aisle just down from me where the Accurate booth is, I'm on the right side behind Accurate. And don't forget to join CCA. We've got a little coupon sponsor going on in there. Check it out. Come by and see me, and going to have a fun week.
It should be
Looking forward to seeing everybody.
All right. In the meantime, how do we find you at Sport Fishing Financial, Rick?
Always on the web at sportfishingfinancial.com, or give me a ring, 949-481-1807.
All right. See you Wednesday at the Long Beach Show. Appreciate the call this morning.
All right. Let's jump right back into the phones. That's going to talk to Matt, calling us from La Mesa this morning. What's up, Matt? Welcome to Let's Talk Hookup.
Good morning, Matt.
It's the most wonderful week of the year. This is the week I look forward to every year. Real quick, Dave, on that new HG14, how did you guys redesign it, and what kind of rod would you match it up with?
Well, we redesigned it really completely from, every aspect in terms of the frame, the gearbox, the spool, everything. The reel is entirely new from the ground up. It's not just a modification. So it's really, it's a little bit lighter, definitely much better on the gearing side with our high-efficiency gearing. And, I could go on, but you just got to take a look at it. You'll see that there's really no similarity to the old one. And then I think you have a couple different choices on what you match it up with, depending, again, on what you're primarily doing. But there's a couple of really nice Terramar choices that I think would go really well with it. Certainly, you could do a Therese 80M is an awesome choice, or it's a rod that I've always fished with the 14 size reel, or the Terramar West Coast series if you like a longer rod, a deckhand style rod, or even a kind of cross between a deckhand and a reel seat rod. You could do something in an 8 or even longer rod for that. So an 8-foot medium in that would be, I think, also a really nice choice. So either of those, the Therese or the Terramar in a 8-footer would be I think a great choice. But again, Ricky's a great source on that.
I think that for local fishing, like local sport boat, if you like to go half day and 3/4 day and small tunas, that's probably the best valued reel for sure that's on the market now, but probably you guys have ever made.
Yeah,
I think that
so.
is, as far as like technology and what that reel has for smoothness and power and longevity of gearing and all those things, for a reel that's way under, it's the best value around for a local reel. It's perfect. Plenty at home catching calico bass, and the exact same reel you can take the next day and catch a 20-pound yellowtail on it, no problems. I think you nailed it.
Hey, Dave, Shimano makes many different lines of rods in different price ranges, and you just talked about two of the most popular ones here on the West Coast, and that would be Terramar and Therese.
Yep.
What's the difference between a Terramar rod and a Therese rod?
There's a pretty big difference in the construction and the blank construction on the rods, which give them a lot different feel and sort of a different balance in your hand is one. And then two, the sort of grip and handle configuration is really different on the two of them. So the Therese has a more traditional, reel seat, foregrip, rear grip, fixed type position. And on the Terramar, we have we use the shrink tube foregrip, rear grip, or full deckhand style rods. So just a lot of differences there in how they sit in your hand. And then, of course, the blank construction is really quite different. So I think that the Therese is awesome, and it's always been one of my favorites, but I think that the Terramar is a little more, shall we say, modern. It has a little more modern technology, more so than the Therese even, that makes it a little bit lighter, a little more responsive, a little more of that really true graphite feeling, which I personally like. Maybe not everybody does.
And a
that's
great
why
price
I say
point
it
too.
is. But that's why I say, go look at both and see which one you feel. Both are going to fish really nice. They're going to, fish live baits really nice or whatever. But it really just comes down to what sort of feeling you like in your hand. And that's always the question on rods. And there's a lot of similarities in what people like in reels. There's very little similarity in what people like in rods. But I think the main thing is, if you're going to buy a Torium 14, why put it on a really big, overbuilt, heavy rod?
Yeah. You
just don't need to. You're giving up so much of the advantage of buying a Torium 14 in the first place. And again, that's kind of why I lean a little bit toward the Terramar in that it's so light and it sits so well in your hand and pairs so well with something like the size of a 14. But to buy a big, heavy glass rod or something with giant foregrips and reel seat, personally, I don't understand it, but again, it's all about feeling and what people like or don't like.
Sure, good point. Speaking of Therese and Terramar, at the Long Beach show, you get a free Orca popper, a 118 waxwing, and a 130 flatfall when you purchase either one of those rods. That's a deal.
And all of those will fish with the Torium 14 as well.
There you go. All right. Hey, thanks a lot for the phone call this morning.
All right. Hey, we're going to check in right now and talk to our man. We got Bart Hall is on the line right now. A little busy week for this guy, huh, Bart?
Yeah, it's okay. We're just kind of kicking back up here in Bakersfield. It's raining a little bit.
Yeah.
But hi, Dave.
Hello, Bart. How are you, my friend?
Good. And I'm going to say something now here, Pete, but he will get embarrassed if I say it to him. So I'm going to ask you and Rick. Now, do you suppose there is any relationship at all between the fact that Shimano is the industry leader and that the president of Shimano Fishing in America happens to be a passionate, accomplished angler? You think
it has nothing to do with it at all. No,
of course,
yeah. Of course. That's why we're very fortunate.
We are very fortunate, very lucky to have Dave there. And thank God the Shimano people recognize who he is and what he does for us. Speaking of what he does for us, Dave, thank you so much for Shimano donating $50,000 to the Coastal Conservation Association. You know how important it is that we stay ahead of that going forward, and I hope everybody takes your lead and all the companies get involved and do similar things.
Well, I appreciate that, Bart, and that is actually, my biggest hope too, is that all the other companies in the industry, especially here in Southern California, where we have more tackle companies than any other part of the country, is that they'll get involved, because we need it. And I believe in CCA. I believe in CCA around the country. I've experienced the chapters in many other states now. It is without a doubt the strongest angler-based conservation organization that we have.
Yeah, and that's why you take your valuable time to sit on the board of directors with the rest of us there.
Yes.
And it's an important organization, and it's making progress. I had a question from somebody this week that said, well, I spent a lot of money and donate a lot of money to United Anglers, and now why should I join CCA? And it's a totally different organization.
It is, and that's a totally valid question. And you know, CCA can't answer for whatever happened with United Anglers. It's not the same group. No. It's a different group. It's different. It's not even a same comparison. So CCA can't answer for that. CCA can only say what they're doing. And I think that CCA, you can read about CCA in every coastal state in this country, and you look at the participation, the thousands, tens of thousands of members that there are in CCA around the country. That's what speaks volume to me, is that people believe in CCA.
People believe, and it's made progress.
It absolutely has.
And not only in California, already in its infancy, but also in states like Texas, Louisiana, Florida.
There would not be redfish and trout fisheries to the level that they are today in those states if it weren't for CCA. And I see that in South Carolina. CCA in South Carolina is awesome. It's amazing.
Yeah. It's good stuff. And so if you go to the Fred Hall show in Long Beach or Del Mar, and you join CCA for their special $50 package, you get free entry into the Fred Hall show. You get a goodie bag that's worth a lot of money, and you get a coupon book that's worth a ton of money too. So heck of a deal, doing something that you should do anyway, right, Bart?
Well, it's not just a ton of money. It's $50, so immediately you get into the show for free. Well, that's a 18 you can take that you put in your pocket. And then that goodie bag is worth several $100. So you just spent $50 to make $150, and then you're entered into a bunch of drawings that are worth thousands of dollars. Yeah. So it is a no-brainer. Anyone who doesn't take advantage of that opportunity is throwing money away.
So how's the Bakersfield show going, Bart?
Well, we had a real good day yesterday. It rained on us a little bit up here, but it's pretty good. I really enjoy it. We got about 400 RVs. We got one whole hall completely full of fishing tackle. Fishing tackle also spread out between the other halls. We got some hunting stuff up here. We've got boats, lots of boats. They're getting a little wet today because most of them are outside and it's raining here. And then we hired a jazz band to entertain anybody, and I got up and played a little bit. So I had a great day yesterday.
That's
awesome.
Fantastic. Of course, man. The big event coming up this Wednesday through Sunday at the Long Beach Convention Center, our live broadcast at the Hyatt Regency there, down in the Seaview Tunda, down the escalator, down from the lobby of the Hyatt Regency. We're going to have two great shows there, and of course, it's going to be a fun week for sure, Bart. And of course, you'll join us for a full 2 hours tomorrow, along with John Ireland from Rancho Leonero, talking about all that's going on.
Yes, I'm really excited about that, but I had to call in because Dave is special.
Yes, he is.
And you can take that a lot of different ways, and that's fine.
Yes, that's right.
Thanks, Bart. We'll talk to you tomorrow.
Thank you, Bart.
Okay, guys.
All right, when we come back, we got a lot more Let's Talk Hookup coming your way, including a bunch more of your phone calls. You stay tuned. It's Let's Talk Hookup on the Mighty 1090.
It's time for the spectacular 72nd Annual Fred Hall Show, March 7th to the 11th at the Long Beach Convention Center. The world's largest fishing show, California's largest trailer boat show, and a world-class international fishing and hunting travel show. This is one of the nation's premier boat shows, featuring offshore fishing boats, bass boats, high-performance boats, ski boats, wakeboard boats, bow riders, pontoon boats, deck boats, sport cruisers, aluminum boats, inflatable boats, kayaks, and a huge marine electronics display. This is the family fun boat show with nearly 1,000 booths, acres of boats, over 400 seminars, the Mammoth Lakes Kids Fish Free Trout Pond, Ram Truck's Ultimate Air Dogs, Costa's Sporting Chef Cafe, the Paul Bunyan Lumberjack Show, Hobie Kayak Test Rides, Air Gun Ranges, Casting Contest, Jack Dagger the King of Fling Show, and so much more. Kids free, kids fish free. Join us at this giant boat show. The Fred Hall Show, March 7th to the 11th at the Long Beach Convention Center. Presented by Progressive. Details at fredhall.com.
Alaska is one of the ultimate fishing destinations in the world. This is Rock Cod Rick, and every year the one trip I look forward to is Kingfisher Charters in Sitka, Alaska. My dad and I have been going for over 15 years, and I just can't wait to go again. No one does it better than Kingfisher Charters. They offer the best service, the most comfortable accommodations, fantastic food, the finest fishing charter captains in all of Sitka, and the ultimate value. Sure, I've been to others, but time and time again, nobody beats Kingfisher Charters. You can catch huge halibut like the ones we do almost every every year. And salmon, well, Sitka is famous for some of the best runs in Alaska. We also get plenty of rockfish and huge lingcod. And when it comes to fish processing, the best in Alaska is Kingfisher Charters. And listen to this, it's all included in your package. In fact, everything is included except the tips. It's truly amazing how the Kingfisher crew continues the quality of service they deliver year after year. Come and join me on the Let's Talk Hookup trip in June, or just go when you can. Kingfisher Charters, 800-727-6136, or check kingfishercharters.com.
For over 5 decades, Lee Palm Sport Fishing has set the standard in long-range fishing that they pioneered long ago. The Red Rooster 3 sets a new standard of excellence. The Red Rooster 3 is one of the most modern, quiet, and fastest long-range vessels in the fleet. They have handpicked the finest crew to make your trip a memorable one. The Red Rooster 3 offers trips from 3 to 18 days and runs year-round to the best fishing spots on the planet. Ride the Red Rooster 3 once and you'll be back again. Call the Red Rooster 3 at 619-224-3857 or see them on the web at redrooster3.com.
It's time for Yamaha's The Key to Reliability sales event. For a limited time, purchase a new select-eligible 2.5 to 300 horsepower 4-stroke outboard and have your choice of either 2 free years of Yamaha extended service coverage or up to $1,500 in dealer credit. Reliability starts here. Yamaha. Visit your local Yamaha Outboards dealer today. Offer ends March 31st, 2018. Subject to change at any time. Other restrictions and conditions apply. See authorized participating Yamaha outboard dealers for details. This promotion cannot be used with any other Yamaha offer. When bad weather and rough seas send other boats back to the dock, Seakeeper allows you to fish longer and fish harder, even in the roughest conditions. It's here now, Seakeeper's newest offering. The Seakeeper 2 is optimized to eliminate up to 95% of boat roll on boats between 27 and 32 feet. Even better, this gyro is so small it can fit inside a customized leaning post and operate off battery power, making installation fast and easy. Check out the Seakeeper demo boat at the Fred Hall Long Beach and Del Mar show. Arrange a free test ride on the boat with the Seakeeper professionals during Seakeeper demo days in March and April. Locations in Long Beach, Dana Point, San Diego, and Newport. To learn more about how Seakeeper can change your life on the water, visit seakeeper.com/take-a-ride to book your free demo ride. Think about it. Eliminate up to 95% of boat roll on your boat. Once you feel it, you'll never boat without it. Seakeeper.
Oh, yeah,
Welcome back to Let's Talk Hookup on the Mighty 1090.
All right, phones are packed. They've been packed. Been very difficult to get through, but just keep on trying. You have a chance to win 2 tickets to Fred Hall Long Beach and your choice of any of the 4 sizes of Torium HG reel.
How cool is that?
Shimano. That's pretty awesome.
No doubt.
Sure. Which one would you pick?
I'm a Torium 20 guy. I love them. That's the reel that I fish. I think it fits in my hand perfect, especially when they did the redesign, how like the side plate is neck down. It fits perfect. You can fish a surface iron or a Colt Sniper, holds plenty of line, plenty of torque. That's my favorite of that line.
Great reel.
The fact that that reel costs less than $250 blows me away. I just think it's perfect. For a West Coast reel, you can do anything with that.
Yeah, I love that 16. Just the size fits so well, and you can so versatile and still tons of power.
Yeah, totally. I love them.
For sure.
Great reels.
Either way you pick, it's a good one for sure. Somebody's going to be able to pick at the end of the show here. Let's go ahead and jump to the phones.
You got it. How about this time we talk to Rich? Rich is calling us from Bradley this morning. Hi, Rich. Thanks for joining us here on Let's Talk Hookup.
Well, good morning, guys. It's always a special treat when we get Dave on. He's always such a wealth of information, and he's never at a loss for coming up with the right answer when you need it. And I'd like to take this opportunity to thank him for having the booth at the show where I could bring in my reel and they can give me the hands-on maintenance guidance, and I really needed that. And the guys that have been in those booths working on the reels and helping me work on the reels are just unbelievably patient and really experts at what they do. And they haven't been there every year, and I'm hoping they're going to be there again this year.
Well, I appreciate you saying that. I mean, our team, our service team is really fantastic, and I think it's really important for people to, be aware of servicing their product and what that means, because it can be the difference between a great trip and a not-so-great trip. So we will have real service seminars this year at the booth, across from our booth. So
bring your reel.
Yeah, bring a reel. I believe these are based more on teaching you how to fix your own, but the guys, the team will help you one way or another, whatever you need. So,
I've got a service question for you too.
Okay, I'll do my best.
While I was at the show, talking to some of the different reel manufacturers, I was asking why they didn't see more level line type reels for saltwater. And one of the answers that I got was they felt that the fuzz from braided line was getting into the gears, and you're better off with an open-faced reel. So with that in mind, most of my freshwater bass fishing arsenal is like Dorados and Calcuttas and Cronarchs, and I'm wondering, how do you feel about extra maintenance for freshwater reels that have Power Pro on them?
No, I'm not. Look, I don't repair our reels on a daily basis, but I look at our data that says why reels are coming in for service and our quality control reports. I don't think we personally experience that issue with the fuzz, I think you called it, from braided line getting in the gears and causing any more or less issue on level line reels. And certainly in saltwater, I mean, I think that Tranks has done a good job of proving that a level line reel can and does work well in saltwater with braided lines. So I don't see that as an issue from us. I mean, honestly, you shouldn't be getting that much, fuzz or peel off of your braided line.
If you use a Power Pro, you're not getting it.
No. You'll get in time. You'll get a little bit of the color or et cetera will wear off, but that's all. But so I don't see that as an issue. I think if you're performing regular maintenance, you probably won't see that as an issue. We have tens of thousands of bait casting reels being used on an annual basis in freshwater with braided line, and that's not a significant issue, at least for us. But I don't know, maybe we were fortunate enough to land on a design where that's not an issue, but I don't know. I can't answer from their perspective, only from ours, that I don't see that as a problem.
All right, Rich, thanks a lot for the phone call this morning.
Kenny in Hawaiian Gardens is up next on Let's Talk Hookup. Hi, Kenny.
Good morning, guys.
What's up, Kenny?
Hey, Mr. Pfeiffer, when my family and I are out fishing off the coast here, we're doing a lot of freshwater fishing. Now, I've been using these very inexpensive Shimano AX ultralight little reels for ever since I was a kid. I really haven't seen them around anymore. Do you guys still make them? And if I want to kick it up a notch, what line would you suggest? The little, really, really small reels. 2-pound test.
Yeah, we still make a lot of different ultralight reels, and I'm not sure exactly what you mean by kicking it up as far as the line goes. I know ultralight braided line is becoming more and more popular, but mono is still obviously extremely popular, and honestly now so is fluorocarbon in ultralight. But the ultralight designs have changed tremendously over the years, so there's a lot to think about in terms of small ultralights. Really, we've gone away from the design of the traditional old AX ULS, which we still make, but our newer designs, we call them actually, quote, 500 sizes, and they have a little bit longer spool, a little shallower, so you get a little better casting performance. The really old ultralights have that sort of deep spool, but it's kind of squatty. So, so you don't get as good a casting performance from that as you do as the more modern design spools. But we make a wide variety of reels in a 500 size they just fish great. They're small, they're lightweight, they have awesome gearing, great spools, and a lot of them are not that expensive. So, I think that, you could take a look across a number of different reels that we make in that size, and you'll find something, and you can fish 2, 4, 6-pound mono. You could fish, 6 or 8-pound Power Pro, which is tremendously thin and awesome. So there's a lot of really cool options in ultralight fishing right now.
You have to use a microscope to see 6-pound Power Pro.
Yeah,
I'm thinking
I would, but this gentleman said he's been fishing AX ULS since he was a kid. Okay, now that tells me he is quite a bit younger than me. So, I think he'll be fine.
That's cool.
Very good, Kenny. Thanks a lot for the phone call this morning. Speaking of spinning reels, back to that subject, Jimmy and I were talking in the break, and he was talking about and touting the performance of the Saragossa. And, let's face it, not everybody can afford an 18,000 Stella.
Right.
But most everybody could afford a Saragossa, which is less than half the price, right?
Yeah, Saragossas generally, I think they sell for around $270 or $280 and up, depending on the size, to just over $300. And the Saragossas become really pretty much our best selling in terms of units on the quality end of the salt, the higher performance saltwater spinning reels, the Saragosa's become number one. It's a workhorse. It's phenomenal, and it is in a price range that's very reasonable for a lot of people. To earlier point in the show of so that you're carrying a spinning reel with you when you're going for those kind of situations that really benefit one. You can put a really nice outfit together for not a significant amount of money. It's not a Stella. It's not a $2,000 combination. All of a sudden, it's a $500 to $600 combination.
Yeah, so we say it's the thorium of spinning. It's high
pretty
quality.
Much, exactly.
It's workhorse. It's very, very good function, but it doesn't break the bank.
It still gets tremendous amount of drag pressure. It's got all of the same high-end features. Really the difference is to engineer Stella and like twin power the way we do, to get the bodies so small relative to the size of the spool and the capacity and such, and the materials light, that costs a lot of money. And Saragosa, so you give up a little bit of the weight, it's a little bit heavier, the body's a little bit bigger, but everything else is there. The gearing is very similar, the drag pressures, all that, you're getting everything that you need.
And what size, Jimmy, would you fish big bluefin tuna poppers? What size?
We fished like the 20,000.
The 20,000
yep.
size.
And that'll hold, your 80-pound Power Pro and have plenty of line for, we've doubled up on them, and we had one on a twin power, one on a Stella, and the twin power, when the fish are over that 125-pound fish, it gets tight on the
capacity.
Because of the capacity. Yeah, the twin power is a really nice reel, but they don't make it big enough.
The biggest is 16,000.
Yeah, we don't make the 14. We don't make the twin power up to a 20. We do make the 20 in the Saragosa. So to go all the way up on the size, the Saragosa or the Stella is what you're looking at to get into a 20,000 size, which is the size you want for our bigger tunas out here.
Yeah. Are you putting Max Quattro on it or standard power?
You can do, because the 20,000 is a big reel, you can do either one. As I stated earlier, I am a Max Quattro freak, so I put it on everything. But standard Power Pro works great, and you got plenty of line capacity on the Saragosa 20,000.
Now, speaking of which, at the Fred Hall Long Beach show, Robbie's going to be proud of me.
He is. Robbie's going to take you to lunch.
Robbie's our
He's
guy.
going to buy you a hot dog.
By the way, Robbie Gann, who you've heard many times here on Let's Talk Hookup, is the West Coast guy for Shimano, and so he's kind of the brainchild that put all these deals together. Now, if you buy a Saragosa or a Torium or a TLD or a Tranx, 300 or 400, or a Bait Runner or a Tunnus, you get up to 300 yards of regular Power Pro. So you buy that reel at your favorite dealer at the show, like Fisherman's Landing Tackle or Turner's Outdoorsman, and then you take that over to the Shimano booth. They're going to put 300 yards of regular Power Pro on it.
How cool is that?
Yeah.
At the booth. Wound
booth.
on for you.
Yeah.
So cool.
Sure.
Yeah, at the booth.
Yeah.
Wound on. It's all set. You'll be ready to go. But, a 20,000, it's going to hold 400 yards of 80-pound standard Power Pro, and that is fine.
Yeah. And I would imagine if you buy a 20,000 Saragosa and you take it to the Shimano booth, they probably would take care of you on that extra 100 yards, is my guess.
Well, it's going to be fine. Yeah, you're not even going to. At that point, it's going to leave room for if you want any kind of a top shot or a wind on leader or anything like that. So they're fine.
You're fine.
You're totally fine.
You're good. All right, let's go ahead and jump back on those jam-packed phones.
Sounds
Rick.
good to me, buddy. We got some very patient callers. Next up, let's talk to Daniel, calling us from Rancho Cucamonga. What's up, Daniel? Welcome to Let's Talk Hookup.
Good morning, guys.
Good morning,
Daniel.
I have a question for Dave. Dave, I fish a lot of the Trinidads and the Talicas, and my question to you is, what can I use to remove some of the bow rash on my Trinidad on the Talicas?
There's nothing to remove that. If they're actually scratches, that scratches into the actual finish. So I'm assuming it's not like paint or something like that from somewhere on the boat. But if it's an actual scratch, there's no way to remove that. It's the same with anodizing or anything else. Once that surface finish is scratched, there's no way to change that, unfortunately. Or at least we haven't figured out how to create a process that allows that.
Man, that's just something you keep your head held high because you fished with them that much.
Yeah, some people love the boat rash and some people hate it. So I wish everyone loved it, but I understand. Not everyone does. But no, we don't have a solution for that.
All right. Thank you very much for the call.
All right. How about we jump back into them? This time we're going to talk to Chuck, calling from Dana Point. Hi, Chuck. Welcome to Let's Talk Hookup.
Morning, Chuck.
Morning, guys. Morning. A couple of things. A big selling point to buy a new reel, I try to teach my kid Chuck this, is how's the service? And I've had all my Calcuttas in here at Irvine. Those guys are so friendly. My bill's never been over $25 or something. They're putting bearings, and they come out casting like new.
Well, good. I
really
appreciate hearing that. The team is great, and we're going to keep our walk-in service there, so that's a real big, important part of what we have here.
Yeah.
And then, on the spinning rods, it was always peer pressure why I didn't use them. It was always my wife's rod why I had one. But the albacore days, they were the killer.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I got a name for one. You could call it the jackpot rod. We always joke, I'm going to rent one because jackpot's always one-on-one. So you can name one jackpot rod.
I agree. Everybody in here agrees. Like I said.
Yeah, man.
No doubt about it.
I'll see you guys at the show.
Hey,
okay.
Thanks a lot for the call this morning.
All right, Bob in Simi Valley, you're up next on Let's Talk Hookup. How you doing, Bob?
Hey, how you doing, guys? I'm really impressed with the Toriums. I actually picked up one of the 14s, and not on purpose, but hooked a marlin up there by Channel Islands on one.
Nice.
Unfortunately, the leader did chafe and break, but I was really impressed with how the reel handled itself. And my question was, are there plans to bring out a Torium 12?
Honestly, right now, no. We've really seen that real small, like 12 size and smaller star drag market really kind of sort of evaporate here. And I think that's due to the fact that the average size of our tunas and stuff have been so big. There hasn't been, it's not like we have 12 or 15 pound albacore around anymore. So, because we made a 12 in Trinidad, and it just hasn't. And the only place that we really sell that small size star drag is here in Southern California. So the 12s, the 14s, et cetera, those are really built for here. And we really just don't see much demand for anything below a 14 anymore in a star drag. There's still some demand on the lever drag side, but there's a lot more diversity of how they're used. So no plans on anything like that right now.
Very good. And so the 14 and the 16 are the same size diameter, just different width of the spool.
No, not on the 14.
The 14's
a smaller diameter body and spool and everything.
So it's set all by itself.
It's all by itself.
Narrow. There's no.
No.
Okay. And then the 16,
20, and 30 are the same diameter, different widths. Yeah.
Just different widths. So that's where that comes into play.
Yep.
All right. Very good. Thanks a lot for the phone call this morning.
Hey, when we come back, speaking of Toriums, we're going to find out who's got themselves a brand new one coming, plus 2 tickets to the Fred Hall Show. We got more Let's Talk Hookup coming your way on the Mighty 1090.
Here to tell you about our friends Jim and Mary and their incredible crew at Poway Valley Collision. I hear it all the time. Hey, I took my car to Poway Valley Collision, and you were right. Mentioned you guys, and they gave us the VIP treatment, fixed our car, and even gave us a special price. Believe me when I say Poway Valley Collision is worth the drive from anywhere in the Southland. We know you may not need them now, but when accidents happen, it pays to go to Poway Valley Collision. And I'm not fooling. Our listeners can save hundreds of dollars on your car or truck repair. They work with most insurance companies, including Auto Club, MetLife, and Wawanesa, and more. All you do is call Jim, Mary, or any of their team members, and they do all the rest. No hassles, just top-notch work and VIP treatment. I had my car repaired at Poway Valley Collision, and the job was perfect. So get your vehicle fixed right at Poway Valley Collision, 14211 Garden Road in Poway. Check PowayValleyCollision.com.
It's Fred Hall Show time, and Fisherman's Landing Tackle has the best selection and the hottest deals in the show. If it's accurate reels you're after, look no further. Fisherman's Landing Tackle has the largest selection in the show. And have your accurate reel filled with free Spectra when you buy one in our booth. That's accurate and Fisherman's Landing Tackle.
This is Captain Tim Ekstrom from the long-range vessel Royal Star. With my partners Randy Toussaint and Brian Sims, we have set the bar for the long-range fishing experience. A spring 8-day, summer 5-day, or a fly-down, fly-back 11-day winter trip, we deliver the highest quality long-range voyage you will find. From our premium RSW fish storage to our top-of-the-line chefs and crew, Royal Star distinguishes itself from all others. Want to grab a spot on the Royal Star? Check us out at RoyalStarSportFishing.com or call Tracy at 619-224-4764.
Great boats, free parking, and a fully stocked tackle shop. Just a few of the reasons Seaforth Sport Fishing is a favorite among anglers. Come aboard top charter boats like the Aztec, Cortez, Endeavor, Eclipse, Apollo, Outer Limits, Pacific Star, El Gato Dos, Alexis, Pride, Privateer, Tribute, Pacific Voyager, and the Voyager. Plus, the new Seaforth Sea Watch in San Diego offer the finest half. 3/4 and full-day trips available. Check out the full-service tackle store at Seaforth Sport Fishing. And it's all run by fishermen for fishermen. 1717 Quivira Road, just off Mission Bay Drive in Mission Bay. Book online at seaforthlanding.com. In 1971, Seagar invented fluorocarbon fishing line. This game changer brought fish catching advantages to anglers everywhere, with less visibility underwater, better knot and tensile strength, and superior abrasion resistance. Today, Seagar is the #1 brand of fluorocarbon because of its proven performance. So no matter the fishing conditions, you can count on the Seagar family of fluorocarbon leader material. Fluoro Premier, the original blue label, and the stealthy pink label to help you catch more fish.
XEBRS 1090 AM, Rosarito, Baja California.
San Diego's sports leader. The home of ESPN Radio. The mighty 1090.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Hookup on the Mighty 1090. All right, the big winner of a Torium HG reel of your choice and 2 tickets to the Fred Hall Show in Long Beach again, March 7th through the 11th at the Long Beach Convention Center. That's going to Henry from Santa Cruz. Henry, congratulations. You are going to be so stoked with that new Torium.
Indeed. We'll see you at the show. And Dave, Pfeiffer, Shimano, thank you for taking the time, and Jimmy, thank you for coming along. It was an added bonus to have you here too.
Oh, thanks for letting me. Thank you. Thanks for having us. Thanks to all of our great customers and supporters out here. We really appreciate all of you. Look forward to seeing you at the show. I'll be there next week as well.
Yep, you'll be there. So go by in the Shimano booth.
Yeah, Jimmy's working the booth every day,
Come
so
on.
you guys can.
Huh? Talk some real
He's retired. What else has he got to do?
Yeah, man. Come on.
Come over the aisle. Help us sell some reels.
I got boats and boatyards.
Stuff's not free, man. Everybody's got to work.
But I'll tell you what, the Real Service seminars are Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, 2, 4, 7, Saturday, 11, 1, 4, 7, Sunday, 11, 1, and 3. They have the CCA raffle going on. A lot of stuff going on in the Shimano booth. They've got set up for calico bass, bluefin tuna kite, popper fish, and sea bass. Lots of seminars going on in the Shimano booth there.
Yeah, and I think the big thing the team really focused on this show is to have, which we got a lot of questions on the show, to have rods, reels, line, lure, everything set up to say if someone walks in and says, what do I need for, we want to be able to just hand it to them. I don't know if they have everything covered, but especially in the offshore segment on that, I think they'll have it really well covered this year.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's this week at Fred Hall, Long Beach. All right. Yep. Dave, we'll see you there. Jimmy, we'll see you in the Shimano booth.
Every day.
Every day.
Sure. Open
you.
to close.
And we'll see you tomorrow morning, 7 to 9 a.m., right back here on the Mighty 1090. I want to thank our buddy Adam on the other side of the glass for all he does for Let's Talk Hookup. Tomorrow, the big pre-Hall Long Beach show with Bart Hall and John Island from Rancho Leonero. Going to be a great show. See you tomorrow morning right back here on the Mighty 1090.